Hi, welcome to the second percentages video. In the last video, we figured out how to identify the parts that we have in a percent problem and how to decide what it is that we're trying to find. And in this one, we're going to use a cool strategy for finding what it is that we're missing. Really quickly, we need to do a quick skills review. Often in percent problems, we will have a percentage and it'll be easier to work with it as a decimal, so I want to know how to turn it into a decimal. And then sometimes we'll get an answer that's a decimal, and what we really need is to make it look like a percentage, and we'll see that these can be equal to each other. They can be equivalent. Here in my 25%, I know that my decimal place in a whole number rests all the way here on the right side. So to turn it into a decimal, I'm going to divide it by 100. A really easy way to do that is to move the decimal place 2 to the left. So I'm going to get 0.25. And this makes sense because if I ask you what is 25% of a dollar, 25% of a dollar is 25 cents. This looks like a lot like 25 cents. I could even make it look more like it by going like that. So 25 cents is 25% of a dollar, or 0.25 is 25% of a dollar. Here I've got 0.25 and I want to turn it back into a decimal. Here I divided by moving to the left, and here I'm going to multiply by moving to the right 2 times. 1, 2. This is the same as multiplying by 100. And I get my 25% back out of it. So 25% is equivalent to 0.25. 0.25 is equivalent to 25%. And we'll see in a minute why this is important. So we've already identified what it is that we're trying to find in each of these problems. Remember, a percent problem gives you 3 possible things. You'll get 2 of them and you'll need to find the 3rd thing. So in this problem, what is 25% of 68? I'm trying to find the part. I have the percent, I have the whole. So this cool thing over here is called a percent circle, and I'll show you how to use it to solve these problems. Notice that all of the parts of a percent problem are represented here. I have a part, I have a percent, and I have a whole. Notice, I also have a multiplication symbol, and this line right here means to divide, and I'll show you how to use it. So in this problem, the first one, we're trying to find the part. Well, if I'm trying to find it, I don't have it, so I'm going to cover it up. And the remaining symbols tell me how to solve this problem. I'm going to take the percent and I'm going to multiply it by the whole. So in that problem, I have 25% and the whole is 68. So remember, to take the percentage, I really want to work with it as a decimal. So I'm going to turn it into 0.25, multiply that by the whole, which is 68, and that will give me 17. 17 is 25% of 68. In my second problem, what percent of 40 is 8? We're trying to find the percent, and we can see right here, it's even asking for it. It's saying what percent. So, if I don't have the percent, I'm going to cover it up, and the remaining symbols are going to tell me how to solve this problem. I'm going to take the part, remember this line means to divide, and I'm going to divide by the whole. Well, our part is 8, and our whole is 40. So I'm going to go ahead and divide. 8 divided by 40, and that's going to give me 0.2. But we were asked what percent, not what decimal. So again, we want to multiply by 100 by moving this 2 places to the right, and we're going to get 20%. So 8 is 20% of 40. Here's our last one. 15% of what number is 45? We have the percent, we have the part, we're looking for the whole. If I don't have the whole, I'm going to cover it up, and the remaining symbols tell me what to do. I'm going to take the part, this line means to divide, and I'm going to divide by the percent. So the part is 45. The percent is 15, and remember, it's easier to work with that as a decimal, so I'm going to move that decimal point 2 places to the left. And 45 divided by 0.15 gives me 300. So 15% of 300 is 45. And next up, you'll get to take a look at this process and how to apply it to story problems.